Welcome back to Indianapolis with Nicholas Palomino on pole from Remy LeBeau and Awful Catfish. Sebastian Ocampo is 4th from Linus Eriksson and Hugh Cable, but everyone is looking at the 7 of Revo, who starts 7th to win the title today. The Red Devil is 8th from Iwa Puff and Daniel Bogdasarov. Then outside of the top 10, you've got Hernandez from Volstead and Enoch Yu. Marcus Nelson starting 14th from Salas Kite and Francis Austin. And Akari Lopez, what can he do from 17th? Then it's Oinkro Ezra, Hollister Clerk, Babinus Jr., Rossack, and Butler. The penultimate round of the championship, and it's still a Sims front row. Can Revo win the championship today? It's the ERL from Indianapolis. And we are underway for the penultimate round of Season 26. Good start there from Remy LeBeau off the line. Not the greatest of starts with both second row men, but Catfish just about getting the getaway that he needed to stay alongside with the Frenchman that he's now in front of. Can he take the lead going through one? He can. From 4th on the grid to 1st coming out of turn 1. Awful Catfish showing that he still has it in him to go for a race win every now and then. He's still alongside with Palomino though, heading down this long back straight, which will have attack mode on every lap after this. The drivers will not have to make pit stops today. And Revo didn't get a good start. He's down to 8th, but we're still looking up front, close to the wall there for Catfish, who's still alongside with that tandem of Palomino and Remy LeBeau, who are still side by side. The entire field, this is what it's going to look like all day. Pack racing in the ERL. Only happens at one specific track layout, and you are seeing it. As they now head down towards turn 1 once again for lap 2 of 13. On board we are with Nicholas Palomino. They're not able to get in front going through here. Just trying to chip away at that gap, trying to edge ever closer with some attack charge to use, but the battery deployment really gets flatlined around this track. Palomino to the lead though, and he doesn't have the rear wing open, so he's lost it to not just Catfish, but to his teammate Remy LeBeau as well, who is trying to take the lead away from the Malaysian, who used to be his teammate, I think. No, he took his seat, sorry. Sometimes things in the ERL that just go away from my head. But they're heading back onto the main straight now. And Remy's got a good run on Catfish down into turn number 1. The shortest laps of any track on the calendar. A 57.883. It's the fastest track on the ERL calendar. Drivers rarely ever dropping below 270 kilometers per hour. It's Remy LeBeau takes the lead here in Indy. Joined the Champ Car World Series, so he's had experience of this already. And Iwa Puff with a track limits warning behind him. Palomino to the lead though, as his teammate holds up the pack without any attack mode. And just taking a look at the title battle right now, as they're all getting so close to the outside wall. Bogdasarov down in 12th position, Revo in 9th, so that's +2 in favor of the Italian. And if it does finish like this, Revo's going to be champion leaving here, as he came in with a points margin of over 30 points. Wasn't 50, so he wasn't crowned champion last time out in Brazil. And the fastest lap goes to your race leader, Nicholas Palomino. We've definitely seen a lot better racing around this track here in Indianapolis, but still high-speed battles across the field as they remain side by side. As Catfish versus Palomino still taking over the minds of everyone here in Indy. The man who started this race on pole doesn't have attack mode. That is going to be very difficult for him. He drops down to 3rd, might drop even further down to 4th, and almost collides with his teammate's rear wheel. Everyone dropping off the track here, it seems, just because you're so close together. Remy LeBeau to the lead of this race. Hugh Cable gets himself into the leading pack and is alongside with his teammate. I feel like anyone could win this race. The tyres, the situation of the tyres definitely does not matter today. 57.549 for Remy LeBeau, your race leader, who leads by 3/10. But everywhere around the track, your race lead is chiseled away. I'm just kind of shocked that this track hasn't given us the smallest margin of victory in ERL history. I still believe that's Oslo season 19, where we got that 49 hundredths of a second, I believe. As UK Ball, look at that with the rear wing wide open to the lead here in Indy. I think we're going to get a new race leader every lap coming out of turn 2, and Revo moves up into 7th, almost 6th. Palomino still within the pack. It's almost as if sometimes the top 6 try and get themselves away from the rest of the pack, but they are just caught back in because the slipstream is so advantageous around here. We're at half race distance here in Indianapolis. UK Ball leads us, and while it is only 13 laps, for these drivers, it's probably only going to feel like 1 lap around this track, simply just because it goes by so quickly. But you have opportunities to make a move everywhere. UK Ball did not get attack mode there, so Remy LeBeau up into the lead of this race, and UK Ball drops down to P3. Catfish has the opportunity to try and take the lead away from the Frenchman, and doesn't take it. These guys are smart, unlike UAPAF, who causes the first yellow flag of this race. Front wing damage, and 3 drivers getting 5-second time penalties there. That's the Red Devil, UAPAF, and Akari Lopez, but only one of them has damage. And if the Scotsman comes in to repair that, that's his race done and dusted. Everyone behind Palomino has actually dropped off of the main pack, so that's probably what they needed. And I think the Scotsman's going to drop outside of the top 15 and already has. Bogdasarov finds himself down in 19th position. If ever there was a terrible way to watch your championship die without obviously wrecking out of a race, this has to be it. When you're definitely in amongst the pack and have the pace to move up into the race lead, but because everyone's so close together and you're behind a guy with damage, you just can't make your way up to the front. For any driver, that's painful, but when you're in a championship battle, that's torture. Ocampo's dropped down to 14th position, and Remy still leads us half a second in front of Awful Catfish. I think that might actually be the largest margin we've seen all day, and at other tracks we see half a second as unbelievably close. Well, around Indy, that's just the norm. Oinkro Ezra with the fastest third sector of anyone. We're on lap 8 of 13. As that 2 car edging closer to the back of the 27. On board we are with Awful Catfish, the season 22 champion. He's got attack mode to try and get past the Red Bull Sims in front of him. A Red Bull Sims car he used to drive, but it's a Red Bull Sims car that's now in his mirrors. Awful Catfish takes the lead with 5 laps to go. Meanwhile, Nicholas Palomino in 4th once again starts the race from pole, but isn't likely to find himself on the podium. The racing guards must have something against the Scotsman, as Samos Kynes getting a fastest second sector of anyone. His teammate drops to 19th position. And this field doesn't seem to be getting any closer together now. Here they come side by side between the race leaders of Catfish and Remy LeBeau. The medium tyre is actually seeming like, yes, they are the slower tyre, but if you know what you're doing, you can still make them work. And the Malaysian driver definitely knows how to make them work. Catfish still leads, but here comes Remy with attack mode. Side by side. Can he get in front? You know he can. That's the power of attack mode around this track. It might just be a 3-car tandem out in front, effectively confining us to either watching one of the Power Motorsport cars win or Remy LeBeau. But I still think we're on for a very good battle for the win of this race. UAPAF down in 20th position as he gets past Francis Austin. They're going to be 2 by 2 coming to the line to start lap 10. 3 to go, and I haven't really mentioned the championship battle too much. That's effectively because it is over. Revo, to be out of the championship hunt after this race, to not be declared as champion after this race here in Indianapolis, needed to not score. If he scored 1 point, he would be champion no matter what Bogdasarov could do, effectively. And with Bogdasarov not scoring anything, well, it's a done deal as UK Ball takes the lead from Remy LeBeau, and Catfish trying to get past the Frenchman as well. Almost contact between the two of them, and contact was made. That's a 5-second time penalty. Hernandez getting a time penalty for track limits. This is getting spicy, isn't it? A lot of drivers now getting penalized for going over the track borders. And Remy looking for the run, heading down the main straight. Then I almost saw someone try and come into the pits. We're on lap 11 of 13. Oinkro Ezra, new fastest lap for the Nigerian driver of 57.266. And despite dropping to second for a moment there, I think Remy's got something here. Gets himself up into second again. He's only going to be leading on track, of course, because of his time penalty. And he's got a second track limits warning as well. He's going to take the lead though, because that rear wing's still open. Remy LeBeau back up into the lead here in Indy. Catfish getting the brilliant run as they come through the chicane. No contact, thankfully, as you look at the rest of the field just fly by the chicane. It's quite possibly the fastest chicane in the ERL. Enoch Q getting a time penalty for track limits, and UK Ball's got one for track limits as well. Catfish is winning this race. If Revo can't get himself into that race-leading fight, then Catfish is going to be your winner today, no matter what the top two do. We're on the penultimate lap here in Indianapolis. We've definitely had more chaotic races in Indy, but this is still one of the better ones. Remy going side by side with UK Ball. And can he take the lead without attack mode? That's the question that we're looking at. And the answer is yes, as UK Ball's power unit goes pop. Out goes the British driver. His Power Motorsport power unit lost power. And on the penultimate lap of this race, caution comes out. And we're about to go back to the green flags. We're going to get one lap under the greens here. And we are now back under the green flags. And that gap out in front is actually shrunken a bit. I think the pack might be able to close up to Awful Catfish in terms of closing up to Remy LeBeau. Doesn't seem likely. If the gap is still as is, and Remy would still drop outside of the top 10 as we're on the final lap, if Catfish and Revo somehow have the closest finish for a position in ERL history, that will be classified as the closest margin of victory, because neither of them have a time penalty. The side-by-side coming through one. The man who's looked to be the favourite to win the championship all season long. He takes second position and the net race lead with it. Rear wings open for both drivers. Fastest opening sector for Revo as the Red Devil gets a third and final track limits warning. And I don't think Catfish has too much to fight back with. Revo's trying to chase after Remy LeBeau here, isn't he? A side-by-side, almost going through the chicane. 10-second time penalty for the Red Devil rather. And as Remy LeBeau comes to the line to be crowned as winner on the road, Revo is going to win not just in Indianapolis, but as your season 26 champion. Revo is a 5-time ERL World Drivers' Champion. The battle of mid. And here is your podium. Revo, he's actually gone up against both of these drivers for the championship, whether this season or earlier on in his career. But Revo finds himself taking his 5th ERL Formula E World Drivers' Championship, and that's a huge weight off his chest as they head into Las Vegas, Nevada. Awful Catfish takes home second with Linus Eriksson in third. And as for the rest of your finishers, Palomino once again starts on pole, comes home in fourth. Oinkro Ezra, brilliant effort from the rookie drivers. Fourth and fifth for both of them. Falstad is 6th from Marcus Nelson and Carlos Kynes, with Remy LeBeau dropping to 9th. Devin Butler moving up into 10th. Baltasarov, no points scored for the Renault Edams driver. Then it's Zachary Lopez, Charles Hernandez, Sebastian Ocampo, and Inet Baptist Jr. from Francis Austin. The Red Devil, not you. While Leclerc, Scassel and Rossack, you above, and you Cable, the only non-finisher. And look at that margin out in front. 54 points leaving here. That is the margin. And that is the level of domination that we've seen from Revo. Takes us back to his season, I don't even know, season 16? Days of winning a championship. I think with each consecutive championship win of Revo's, he gets better at dominating an ERL series. He's the only driver here to have scored 200 points, let alone 210. Baltasarov currently is 2nd, but he could lose that next time out. Then it's your Puff, Linus Eriksson, Remy LeBeau, and Awful Catfish. Ocampo is 7th from Palomino, and the best of the rest is the Red Devil. Then it's Oscar Goldstein, Cable outside of the top 10 from Marcus Nelson and Francis Austin. Then it's Kari Lopez, Devin Butler, Oinkro Ezra, Inet Baptist Jr., Charles Hernandez, Scanlon Rossack, Carlos Kynes, Enoch Yu, and Lars Leclerc. Your constructors table looks like this. DS Hyperdrive, your season 26 World Constructors Champions from Red Bull Sims, Porsche, and Panasonic Jaguar. But every position behind DS Hyperdrive still up for grabs as we head into the final round in Las Vegas, Nevada. MS Amlin Andretti is 4th from Power Motorsport and Team Edams Renault. Then it's Toyota Gazoo Racing, Mahindra Racing, Pinnacle Racing, Dragon Racing, and Mercedes EQ. How many wins on the season is that? 7 so far? Fitting for the 5-time champion of the world. I don't know if he's going to enjoy this one more than he enjoyed the other 4. But Revo, your season 26 rather, World Drivers Champion, taking his 5th World Drivers Championship. Seasons 16, 17, 20, 23, and now 26 World Drivers Championships. But from all of us here at Spark One Motorsports, thank you so much for watching yet another ERL Formula E Series race, and we will see you guys next time then for the Season 26 finale in Las Vegas, Nevada.
I think about you, I just wanna press rewind. I don't know what I would ever do, don't like to think about, cause I'm turning up the volume to 11 on the dial. You say you want it, any you like money on my mind. Anytime I think about you, I just wanna press rewind. I don't know what I would ever do, don't like to think about, cause I'm turning up the volume to 11 on it.